Hi, I'm Helen Brome and I want to welcome you here to this video. This video is today on RSI, which is your repetitive strain injury. So what we're going to be doing right now, I've got one of my clients with me today and I've just given her a massage and she's told me that she's got lower arm pain and her little finger that she uses with her mouse is has got some pain in it. So I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So here we go. So this is Rona's hand and my hand, so I'm going to show you how to do it. So what you do is put your hand down on the table or on your chest, wherever you feel comfortable. You can do it anywhere. First you start with actually massaging your joints. So do you want to do that, Rona? So why we massage your joints is because all the muscles from inside of our arm come down through our hands and attach to each joint. And as it does, when we go to close our hands, these muscles have to close it up. But on the other side, we've got all the muscles here that are coming down and they're going into the back of the joints. So as we close up, these has to stretch right out. So we're going to massage all the joints, and you can do this pretty well anywhere, anytime. You can do it at the bus station or when you're driving and sitting at the lights, just rubbing your joints. And you're just rubbing the joints because you've got your two joints sitting together, and then you have little ligaments that sit over the top and they get tired with all the opening and closing, and when we have bags in our hands that can hurt the joints there. So that's what we're doing. And even the thumb, massaging the thumb joints. So it doesn't matter which hand you start with or which finger you start with. And an old favourite for a lot of people is actually just to pinch this part of the hand. We've got a bone here and a bone here, and this is all muscle in between here. So as we open and close our hands, these muscles get very tired in here. So what we do is we put our finger at the back and our thumb at the front and we pinch it. And just relax your fingers so that the tension's not in the muscle there. And we just hold it and do little rubs. And you can feel all the sharp little points. They're all muscle knots. So the more you just hold them and just wait for them to relax, the more you unlock those knots, and the more the thumb can open up and be used with strength. So the more knots and sharp spots we have in the muscle, the weaker it becomes. So when people want to pick up a kettle, quite often their arm will actually drop it because it's too heavy, which is why sometimes we drop our cups when we least expect it. So the next place you can go to is into the arm. So we've got all little bones in here, so we can massage these, just pressing on them. Now there's a bone here and a here. I can give you all the names, but they're not really important for what we're doing. So we're just doing little circles up and down the muscles, putting a little bit of pressure on. Can you feel them, Rona? So what kind of a job do you have that causes you pain here?
I'm an accountant, so I sit on a computer for an awful long time during the day.
So you're always working these fingers, aren't you?
I can have days where I'm just not doing anything but.
Oh yes. Can you feel that one in you?
There.
Now, if you roll it across the muscle, feel how sort of, I call it twacky.
Yes, it twangs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it can actually make your finger move.
Yeah.
So when you've got your hand still and you press on a muscle there, try and work out which finger you're using a lot. That's actually, and yeah, it can be any one of them. And so just hold it for a couple of minutes or until the pain sort of settles a little. And there's plenty to do. And you can go right up into your arm here, right up into even this one on me. You can feel that twacking. And so it's just going around. Even if you get a really sore one, just work out which finger are you using more of that causes that muscle to get tight. So if they get too tight, they try and pull themselves off the bones up here, and that often causes a lot of pain. So when we just rub around and find a spot and hold it, then it totally relaxes. And you can even sometimes feel the muscle pain going down your arm and giving you the pain that you have.
Finger twitches.
Yes, and that's because when you're on the keyboard, you're tapping, and even though it's a fine tap, that vibration goes back up through the arm into the muscle, and that's what RSI is. So we can even do the underside where we go on around the little joints here in our wrists, and they all need a little rub too. So you can press and hold. So you can just go up your arms, and you can sort of even move them around this way and get your hand and put your thumb into them. And then try and move your hand to which one that is, and it almost does the whole arm or the whole hand. So there's plenty of knots in there.
It sure is.
Yeah. And so we can just press around. And it's always good to come and have a massage and get all your muscles in your arms massaged to release all that tension in there. And there'll always be plenty of knots for you and me to do, but the less knots you have, the stronger your arm. And what else happens is that when this arm in your hand gets really tight, it starts to go up into your upper arm, and then it wants to go into your shoulders and between your shoulder blades. And you've had that, haven't you?
Oh,
right.
yes.
And so when that gets really tight, it makes it even harder to be able to do your job easily. So that's can next give you a backache and shoulder aches and neck aches.
Keeps moving.
Yeah, as you get tighter, if you don't have any massages, that's what happens. It gets tighter and tighter. So that's often how headaches start.
So as we're working these spots, we press on them, relax them.
Yeah, roll them around and just press. Always just hold a bit of pressure on. That's the key. Yeah. It's actually holding the pressure. And as the pain goes down, you can just give them a little rub and then go and find another spot. There's plenty there.
Yeah, I'm finding plenty.
So once you've done one arm, we must always do the other arm. Because if we don't do the other arm, our mouse arm is usually the arm that's going to be the tightest, because we're not only on the keyboard, but we're also doing the mouse. And quite often we lean very far forward that we're actually twisting our body. So it's always good to even rubbing in between these big bones here, because there's only muscles in between here, and even they get sore, because the mouse sort of is over the top, isn't it? Is there any other questions you'd like to talk about?
Can you over massage?
No. Your body will have as much massage as you can give them. The more you massage your muscles, the stronger you become, because the knots is what makes the body weak.
So we're trying to limber up.
Yeah. Yes. Many will say, stretch all the muscles, but if the muscles are already matted in all those knots, then they can't stretch, because it's a bit like trying to get a knot out of your hair. The more you try and undo a knot, the more you'll tear it.
Or you're pulling it tighter.
Yeah. And that's where the weakness comes from. So the more you do, the better your arms are going to be. Yeah. Okay, so I want to thank you for today, and please take it on and have a go.
Thank you.
It will make an amazing difference. So thank you, Rhoda, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.